Alrighty folks, we're back and heading into game number 2. I've reset the stream, so hopefully everything should be a-okay now. Like I said, my apologies for any issues that we had during the game. It was a combination of me having set my settings a little bit too high. I set my bitrate really high, which meant that players with worse internet were having a really bad time with the stream. As well, Twitch was just being terrible today. Twitch was down literally 10 minutes before I started my cast, and Twitch was not even up when I started the cast, so it wasn't really accepting a lot of all the data I sent to it. And then halfway through the stream, it just dropped my stream completely, and it just stopped receiving anything. So my delay server got messed up. I had to reset the stream, and so half of it was me. Well, not even half of it. Probably 30% of it was me, and the rest was just Twitch being terrible today. So hopefully we're good now. I've adjusted my settings so it's a little bit lower. Should be easier. Should be fine for everybody watching out there. And as well, Twitch should be a little bit more stable because they're back up and running right now. So let's put our hands together and pray to the Lord baby Jesus that everything works out. But for now, let's just watch some friggin' Dota. So anyways, getting into the draft, we've got Vengeful Spirit, and actually the IO banned out by Cafe Lucru, and the Batrider banned out by Vacation Dampeer. So both teams kind of learning from game number 1 and trying to deal with the opponents in that way. They get rid of the Batrider, which absolutely wrecked face on Cafe Lucru last game. ASAP just played it immensely well and got so many early kills just in his 1v2, 1v3 scenario. It worked out really well for him, and although he died a couple times in lane, he disrupted the Tiny's farm enough that it took him a really long time to get him and the IO to level 6, which is oh so important to do when you're playing that offlane role against an IO Tiny. Now, the IO not played particularly well by Vacation Dampeer that game. I don't feel like it was put to as great a use as it could have been, but you know, that it kind of comes into part with the rest of the draft that we talked about. That Husker coming into play, etc. So, you know, they're going to ban out the IO this game and just keep Vacation Dampeer from playing the game that they wanted to play in game number 1. Now, Sniper makes it through the pool, and actually pretty much all of our meta cancer heroes have made it through the pool. I mean, there's still Troll, there's still, oh, yeah, there's the Troll, there's the Axe, there's the Juggernaut, there's Spirit Breaker. Alright, cool. Cool. Alright, so Sniper going to be the first pickup for Cafe Lucru, and Troll and Spirit Breaker going to be picked up by Vacation Dampeer. Spirit Breaker's been seeing a lot of play simply because he counters Sniper really, really well. I mean, he's got one of the best abilities for getting on backline heroes, and it's going to mean that if he does well in the early game, I think he's going to be a huge pain in this Sniper side, especially with Troll Warlord around too. I mean, when you have the Troll Warlord and the Spirit Breaker together, you know, you get the charge in on somebody, and then Troll can just pop his global ultimate, and wham, 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 Spirit Breaker gets 4 bashes in a row, and the Sniper's dead. It can work out really, really well for you, but the question is, how do you lane it? Like, Spirit Breaker's typically been seen in that offlane position, but if you can control your safe lane really, really well, Spirit Breaker can't get a lot out of it. It's really, really hard to get an SB to a point where he can absorb a lot of XP in lane, because there's not much he has that keeps him safe as he moves forward. He doesn't have like an easy repositioning ability. I mean, he's got his charge, but that takes you halfway across the map. That doesn't save you when you're about to get jumped on by a lion +1. So he's going to have to be really careful about where he goes, and Cafe Lucru's going to have to be really careful about letting that lane push. I mean, if they can control the lane really, really well, keep it in that ideal scenario right near their tower, and keep a support zoning that Spirit Breaker out, I think they'll have just a fine and dandy time. But, you know, it's on Spirit Breaker to find the ganks and find that experience, and we'll see how that plays out. Cafe Lucru, like I said, picking up that Lion, so we'll see what they choose to keep the... Well, yeah, it might be a Sniper mid. We've been seeing a lot more Sniper mid play than we have in the safe lane, but I guess Sniper can go either way, so we'll see what the choice is. Either way, though, I think Sniper should do just fine. He's highly uncounterable. There are a few heroes, like I said, the Spirit Breaker, perhaps even like the Spectre, or you know, things like maybe even a Nyx Assassin that can really mess with a Sniper, but for the most part, in the lane, in the early game, unless there's heavy gank, Sniper does really, really well against pretty much anyone. Now, Lena and Zeus can be banned out by Cafe Lucru, not wanting to have to deal with that high magic burst, which does fairly well against snipers. So, looks like they are planning on running him mid. And Vacation Dampeer getting rid of the axe, not something they want facing up against their Troll and Spirit Breaker, and understandably so. A high armor hero that deals very, very well with those melees. And the Witch Doctor banned out as well, so avoiding that. I don't know if. Yeah, I don't know if there's any particular reason they banned out the Witch Doctor other than he's a good hero. So that's going to be taken out of the pool either way. Oops. Whoa. Alright, there we go. My apologies, I got a shot on my desktop there.
10 seconds remaining.
Cool.
5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Alright. Man, this would have been an absolutely hectic day. I was, woke up this morning and I was supposed to be casting the High School Star League. I was supposed to be casting 2 games for them at 2 o'clock Pacific. And when I got online, I messaged the admin, saw what they had going on, and apparently the 2 teams that were supposed to play rescheduled, so I didn't end up with a game to cast there. But had I had to cast for HSL, I would have had 2 games for them and then a potential 5 for this series right here. And we'll see if it goes to 5, but either way, it would have been a long and exhausting day of casting. But I love doing full days like this because it's really hard to get into the groove of casting. It's a rhythm that you get going. You get that excitement, you get that energy, you start to pick it up. So the longer I cast, I feel the better I cast. But, you know, just that, like, you know, every week, hopping on the UGC, doing like a 2-game cast, it's nice, and usually I do get a bit of practice on other days as well. But, you know, if I'm kind of dry, if I'm kind of having a sluggish day, it's hard to pick up that momentum. But with this many games, I feel like I got the energy. But unfortunately, my HSL games got canceled, so I'm stuck doing this series. And if it only goes to 3, I'm going to be really, really sad, because this series, these 2 teams, I think deserve to go all the way to 5. Like this is competition that I would love to see come out. But
Radiant team pick.
anyways, so the Enigma going to be picked up by Vacation Dampeer. This is a really interesting pick, actually, and I don't know if Cafe Lucru's response to it was optimal. I mean, they picked the Treant Protector. I think they're comfortable with that. They ran it, and oh wait, did they? No, they didn't. They didn't run it. Vacation Dampeer ran it last game. So Cafe Lou's going to be running the Treant Protector this game, and I don't know. I don't see Treant as typically as a very aggressive hero. He's seen as a bit of a passive hero just because all of his abilities are mainly meant for disengaging. Like, you can engage a big fight with his ultimate, but, you know, the armor and the stealth and stuff, it's kind of meant for being sneaky, meant for getting away and whatnot. Yeah, actually, it's debatable. The invis goes either way. Leech Seed kind of goes either way, and his ultimate goes either way, but his armor is very defensive. But I just don't see Treant as a typically aggressive hero in the early game, and I think that's what Cafe Lou wants to be able to do, especially against this jungle Enigma. I mean, Vacation Dampeer has picked up 3 melee heroes. Well, I guess Troll is debatable, but 3 melee heroes that are all probably going to be farming. You're going to have the Spirit Breaker on the off lane, the Phantom Assassin likely on the safe lane, and Troll mid. Those 2 could switch around, but with the Enigma in the jungle, it's going to leave Vacation Dampeer's lanes pretty darn weak, and I think against that, you want to roam. You want to be aggressive, you want to kill off those solo heroes really quickly, and a lot of Magic Burst is the way to do that. Lion fits into that very well, but I'm not sure about the Treant Protector. Like I said, he doesn't pick up, he doesn't gank very well because his movement speed is very slow, and he doesn't solo roam very well because his burst damage is really low. So it's going to be hard for Cafe Lou to punish this Enigma to get into the jungle and block up his camps and, you know, maybe kill him off throughout the middle of the game. And as well, these lanes are going to be fairly safe for Vacation Dampeer. Phantom Assassin and Troll Warlord are definitely going to get some farm. I mean, they're probably going to get to their level 6 unhindered unless we see some crazy lane shenanigans like Sniper getting a solo kill or something like that. But I think for the most part, Vacation Dampeer should be totally fine farming up in the way they want. Right now, because of the cores that they've chosen, their late game is insanely good. Now we'll see what they round it out with. They'll probably be picking up another support hero, something that can roam around and keep people safe. I would have said an Earthshaker if he was still in the pool, but he was banned out early on, so maybe we see something a little bit different. I'm not quite sure, but
10 seconds
yeah, we'll leave that up to them. Huh, what else could they pick?
5 seconds remaining. Reserve
Almost. Yeah, I don't know.
Team banned.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Like trying to look at my hero poster. With my old, when I lived at my old house, I had a nice setup where I had my Dota posters right across the room from my computer, and so anytime I wanted to look at it to like think about a pick, I could just like glance over and be like, oh yeah, that hero. But now, I decided to use the posters as a backdrop, so they're sitting right behind me on the wall. So every time I want to talk about heroes, I like tend to like turn my chair around, and it means that I'm talking away from the mic, and my chair is squeaking because I'm wheeling it around and stuff. So I try not to look at it, but it leaves me kind of a blank slate because I don't get to see the full grid of heroes, which I usually like to see. But anyways, Rubik banned out here by Vacation Dampeer, not wanting to deal with that global presence. Well, that global presence. That ever-looming presence of the black hole being stolen. So they get rid of that. Skywrath Mage is banned out by Cafe Lucru, and actually that is a very good ban. Like I was saying, I think that they were going for a support that can move around the map, keep people safe, and Skywrath does exactly that. So he's going to be taken out of the pool. We'll see what Vacation Dampeer want to go with. We saw quite a few supports banned out over these few phases. The Io, the Venge, the Lina, the Skywrath, the Earthshaker, the Witch Doctor, the Rubik. All heroes that would have done very well. So Vacation Dampeer's got a bit of a slim pool to pick from for their last hero, but we'll see what they come up with here. I don't think we're going to see a Coddle, but I would love to see a Coddle.
10 seconds remaining.
Queen of Pain? What? What is this draft?
Team pick.
How are they going to farm this? Enigma in the jungle. I guess it's a 4-position Spirit Breaker and an off-lane Queen of Pain? I guess? Like, the Spirit Breaker is probably just going to roam between lanes at this point, but I think the Treant does really, really well at dealing with that because you have the Living Armor to prevent anyone from getting charged and hurt. I mean, Vacation Dampeer is an insane late-game pro. Oh, man. Broodmother. Alright, so this is interesting. Okay, I love this draft, man. I love this draft. So, I think Queen of Pain is probably the best hero for dealing with Broodmother. But there's still not quite anything that absolutely destroys Broodmother so far. And Spirit Breaker does pretty okay because the second he sees him, he can get a charge and bring Dust with him and finish off the Brood when he gets there. But I'm really interested in why CLC decided to draft this against when they already saw the Queen of Pain. Like, I think Queen of Pain deals fairly well, and if you match up that lane, like Queen of Pain versus the Broodmother, I think will fare very. Whoa. Okay, so this support Queen of Pain, she buys Dust, Sentries, and Wards to start with, and then nothing but consumables. Oh wait, owned by Crazy. Oh, okay, so Enigma bought both of those and gave them to her, but she's still got nothing but consumables. Is this a support quap? Like, I don't see any other way, I guess. This is a support quap, man. Oh, okay, I gotta change my overlays here. Alright, there we go. I forgot for most of the last game, my apologies. But this is so crazy, it just might work. Okay, so Spirit Breaker is going to be going to the offlane. This is Potion playing the Spirit Breaker. We've got Jack running his Troll Warlord. That'll probably be played on the mid lane. Crazybot going to be taking the jungle on his Enigma. Yalper on Phantom Assassin. And Sesh going to be taking this, I guess, 4-position support Queen of Pain. Beautiful. ASAP going to be playing on the Razor. Memoria on the Treant Protector. Mind going to be taking that Sniper. Cafe Lou on the Lion. And up towards that top lane, we've got Blue the Savage. Now, I think we are going to need some lane swaps here. Like, I think you need to match the Quap up against that Brood. I don't think there's any other way that you don't get absolutely run over by the Broodmother. I mean, maybe the Troll can help deal with it, but I don't think Troll's burst damage is enough to bring down those Spiderlings, and I think Spirit Breaker, the most he can do is sit in lane, and then when he gets jumped on, just charge out of it. But even then, that means he's not getting an experience, he's moving around, and this tri-lane from CLC is very, very interesting, and the fact that they've got a relatively naturally beefy hero in the Razor, and then they've got the Treant armor to help him out, but they don't quite have a lot of damage. I mean, the Lion does some damage, but, you know, oh, this is strange. Sesh not going for, or he goes for the Stifling Dagger first, which, oh, not Stifling Dagger, Shadow Strike. I always mix these two abilities up, the Stifling Dagger and the Shadow Strike, so I'm gonna have to work on that this game. But Yeah. Anyways, yeah, weird aggressive tri-lane here, but I guess the real purpose of this is getting the Brood into a solo lane versus this offlaner, which is going to give her a lot of room to farm and be really, really aggressive throughout the game. And do they find Sesh? She doesn't have a blink, and oh yeah, this is going to be a kill for sure. Oh man, yeah. Sesh way too far forward. Cafe Lu gets a good Earth Spike, and with the Leech Seed to follow it up, the punches, that's a dead Queen of Pain. So this aggressive tri-lane doing what it needs to already, and I think at the top lane, Brood's going to be having just a fine and fair time. Looks like right now Spirit Breaker's doing alright against it. He's gotten, looks like maybe a couple bashes up against the Brood. Brood fought in less than optimal positions, but either way, these Spiderlings are starting to stack up, and you can see Potion starting to get pushed back away from this. Creeps are dying. This tower's going to maybe take a little bit of chip damage here, and slowly over time, this Brood's going to overtake this lane. Mid lane, we got the matchup of Mine versus Jack, and I think that Sniper wins this for the most part. Jack has burned through most of his regen already, and I think he started with... I think maybe he just started with one salve. I'm not entirely sure. But either way, he's out of regen, and he's not got a bottle anywhere in sight. So the more harass that Mine does, the better off he sits. Now, Spirit Breaker is charging in on this. And are they going to go? Yeah, they go right underneath the tower, slowing up Mine right off the bat. But the Treant is there to help him out. But oh no, the illusions are blocking Mine in. Is this going to be his death? And it is indeed. Oh man, Memoria, the death of his own Sniper. But he turns it back around. He gets the Spirit Breaker in exchange. But I don't think that's a trade you want to make. I mean, we knew that this Spirit Breaker was going to be having a hard time with his lane already, and so I think him dying in exchange for that mid Sniper, who was supposed to be owning Jack, is definitely optimal. So, really, really interesting there. Oh man, that illusion block, like those illusions did nothing but kill the Sniper. Like, they didn't attack, they didn't hit anything. He just walked him in there, and they were like, we are going to sit here, and Sniper, you are going to be forced to walk this way and die. Oh man, that's the kind of stuff I would just be like yelling at my teammates for. Ow! Oh my god, why are you in my way? Get out! And then my team would flame me and be like, dude, why don't you have phase boots? And I'd be like, shut up! Anyways, yeah, you can see this tower eating a lot of damage already. Every time these spiders attack, that's another 40 life off this tower. And Spirit Breaker is going to charge, do a little bit of damage to him, but Blue just doesn't care. He dives in underneath the tower, lays a more aggressive web, and he's just going to start killing off creeps. And, I mean, what does Potion do? I mean, he's not got any support from his teammates, and Blue's, like, pushing with impunity here. He's bringing down the creeps, he's adding to his Spiderling army, and this tower is going to be gone in 5 minutes, unless there's some serious rotations up there, which, I mean, I guess VD could be fine with, provided that they get something else somewhere on the map, but they're just not doing it. This support Queen of Pain is so weird. She's not doing anything down here. I mean, she's trying to create space, she's trying to do a little bit of damage, but Yalper's not getting any farm. I mean, he's got 9 last hits, but the only people that's higher than are the supports, really.
What sort of prize is this?
This is just odd, man. Anyways, I hope the stream settings are working well for everybody. If there's any more complaints, please let me know. I'll try to do my best to adjust for that. But I think we've got everything set up pretty well right now. Everyone's been pretty happy. Down on bottom lane, engagement breaking out. Sesh gets hexed up. He's just going to be a second death of the game. But him dying means that Yalper survives, and so Yalper's going to walk away from that relatively happy with his position. I mean, he's not getting any farm. He's not able to get much experience, but at least he's not dead. And top lane, Potion getting chased down by these Spiderlings. This might be a death. Maybe not. Sesh rotates up towards top, but he doesn't even have Scream of Pain. Blinks out, and Spiders can't chase, but Tier 1 down at less than 5 minutes, and this Brood is just having an absolute field day. This is insane. And look at this, Tier 2 tower eating a lot of damage already. I mean, the Spiderlings are going to be forced back for now, but yeah, this is kind of the interesting thing about this matchup in particular, too, is that they've put the Brood on the safe lane for them. Oh, what do we got going on here? Jack gets eaten alive by a couple sniper attacks, but no, he's not going to fall. But yeah, having the Brood on the safe lane means that she doesn't really have a jungle to retreat to. Generally, when you put her in the off lane, she moves in and starts to take over all of this area and just kind of brings apart the enemy jungle. But now, Blue really doesn't have anywhere to go. He can't farm the enemy jungle. He doesn't have his... Like, he could make his way back into his own creeps, but it's not really optimal for him. So he's just going to stay in lane and be as aggressive as possible and try to hit tower after tower after tower and just eat up wave after wave of creeps. We had a charge onto mid, but it looks like it was canceled, so Mine going to stay safe. It looks like that That charge was spotted, perhaps by a spider down on the bottom lane, and he backs up under the tower. He's going to remain safe. Cafe Lu and Memoria just looking for whatever little bit of XP and farm they can. They're looking through the jungle, trying to find that Enigma, and I was talking in the draft about how Treant doesn't really make for a team that can easily bring apart an Enigma, but if you go for an aggressive lane like this, you know, you can always shut down an Enigma with an aggressive lane. You just move your supports in, you do exactly this. You walk through the jungle, you look for him, and if you find him, you kill him. That's pretty much it. And, you know, they're keeping Enigma out of the jungle. He had to go back to mid to farm up. He's got about 1,000 gold in the bank, but this could turn ugly, though. Spirit Breaker charging in. There's 2 supports. Oh, Spirit Breaker cancels it. So they don't want to go in on there. And Sniper finds Sesh. He's just hiding up on the high ground there, and he's going to die. This support quap is the goofiest thing I've ever seen. I wish it worked out. It's so funny that I wish it worked. But it's just not right now. I mean, Sesh has got himself 3 deaths to his name. That's the kill difference in this game right now is all on Sesh, and most of these deaths were pretty unnecessary. It was just him being a little bit too far forward, trying to abuse his positioning, and just can't find anything with it. And he's fallen really far behind on levels right now. Only level 3, as we see the mid laners hitting their level 7 or so, which could be typical for a really poor support, but, I mean, this is all just based on the deaths. Mind now getting jumped on the mid lane. He gets the Treant armor right away, but the troll ulti. Trying to do work, but no, the rotations are good, and Mind comes out of that without a scratch. They turn it back around, and they kill the Spirit Breaker. Mid tower going to face a lot of pressure now here as Mind and Cafe Lu move up, and they just start chipping away at this tower. Jack comes up to pull the creep wave back, but yeah, that ran. But yeah, no, the tower going to take about 500 points of damage, and it will be sitting there as is for now. Of course, that Treant on the other side of the board now, so no healing towers for them. And look at this spider army, like it's this tower is going to be feeling the pain. Sesh is there now with 2 points and Scream of Pain, so maybe they can start bringing these spiders down. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so they bring down the full spider army, and there's a charge onto the Broodmother. Do they have dust? Do they have any detection? There is dust on the Spirit Breaker, so when he arrives, they can find this kill. They chase him down. He's in the trees. Do they have a Treant ulti, or a troll ulti? They need the troll ulti. Let's go. Beat him down. Beat him down. Blue the Savage goes down. There it is. 34 seconds in the grave, and that is a much needed kill for Vacation Dampeer. They bring down the Brood, they create some space on the top lane, and they get some experience on some heroes that absolutely need it. The Queen of Pain finds her level 5, and the Spirit Breaker gets, I think he was already level 7 before that engagement, but either way, really good kill there, and maybe they can start to bring this game back if they can continue doing things like that. I mean, the Spirit Breaker is very good against Brood, but he's not good at clearing the spiders. I mean, we saw in a long, drawn-out engagement where Brood was able to collect a mass amount of spiders. She was able to bring down that Spirit Breaker, eat him alive, and he just couldn't run away from it. But in the instance that Brood is left alone, she leaves herself a little bit exposed, and the Spirit Breaker gets a charge. He's actually really good at killing Brood, so there's always that for Vacation Dampeer to count on, and like I said, their late game is insane. They've got 5 heroes that are all made for like 40 minutes plus, and you know, whether or not they get the gold they need by that time is another question, but if they can, it'll do absolute wonders for them. What were the first 4 bans? I think we saw a we saw an IO, Avenge, an Earthshaker, and one other band out. I can't remember exactly. Anyways, mid lane, Jack getting brought down. He's trying to run forward, and he does actually get the Whirling Axes off on Mind, which means he's going to have a mischance going. Is there going to be a bash to bring down Mind? He needs one more attack. Will he have it? The Spirit Breaker is charging in on Cafe Lu, though, and if he can... okay, I was going to say, if these two stay close enough, he could just kill Cafe Lu with the charge and then use his ulti onto the sniper, but not going to happen as Mind TP's back out of that, and that's 1 kill going the way of Vacation Dampeer. Meanwhile, top lane, Blue the Savage continues on his rampage of this top lane, brings down the tier 2, and now has a Midas to his name. Yeah, I'm trying to put those first 4 bans. It was Earthshaker, Avenge, IO, and there was one other, and it's slipping my mind right now. Batrider. It was Batrider. So yeah, Vacation Dampeer banned out the Batrider and the Earthshaker, and CLC banned out the IO and the Bench. Down on bottom lane, Yalper doing whatever he can to get some farm, and he's actually done an okay job of securing himself whatever farm he can, considering how aggressive this lane was. Actually, he's gonna die. Yeah, just gets eaten alive from behind. Cafe Lu gets a good Earth Spike off, and that Earth Spike was, it was a little ridiculous. It went up like this, and then one spike shot out to over here and picked off the Phantom Assassin. I hate that spell so much. It's like I can't be mad at it. Like whatever, she got caught, but it's just that range on the Earth Spike. Like he throws it like this, she gets caught down here. It's like the range is actually like this big, but either way. Tower facing pressure on the bottom lane, probably going to go down. There is a Fortify available, and they could probably use it just to stall him out for a couple seconds, but I don't think there's going to be any true defense. Sesh is there, looking to see if he can maybe find a deny on that, but... yeah, I am curious to see where Brood goes from here, if she rotates out to another lane, because like I said, she doesn't have that jungle farm. Alright. Meanwhile, bottom lane, action comes out, Potion goes for a dive up on mine, but gets hexed up instantly, and he's just gonna fall. There is no way he survives that. He gets his ultimate off on mine, but it does nothing. And now, Troll tries to run under the tower, but gets fingered up right away, and a snipe goes out on Sesh. He's not gonna die, but is forced back out of lane. And tier 2 tower is gonna fall. But, oh, meanwhile, Broodmother! Yeah, that is the story of this game. Meanwhile, Broodmother, yeah. I mean, if I could title this game, that would be it. Fights happening across the map, people dying, people jumping everywhere. Oh my god, spells going off. Meanwhile, Broodmother. Down on bottom, pressure continues on to the tier 2. Cafe Lu crew not stopping for anyone, showing no mercy as they charge forward and start beating down this tower. And looks like the tower will probably actually fall. There's no defense, no fortify, and that's going to be it. Tower takes a spill, and Cafe Lu crew find themselves 2 towers in a matter of minutes, and have taken away pretty much all of Vacation Dampeer's room to move. I mean, they've got nowhere safe right now. Their jungle is taken over by 4 heroes on Cafe Lu crew, 4 heroes of which they can't actually fight into at this point, and the Broodmother's still dominating top, and they really can't catch her. I mean, maybe if they get another good Spirit Breaker charge, they can get the kill, but even then, I mean, they're going to face pressure elsewhere. They're going to lose a Roche, or they're going to lose their mid-tier 2 or something, because Cafe Lu crew has been insanely good about creating pressure every time that their Brood is busy, which is exactly how you want to play it. Moria just kind of moving around in the middle of the map now. He's only got that level 1 Nature's Guise, but should do him for now. It's really hard to roam efficiently with the level 1 Nature's Guise. It lasts so... It doesn't last long enough, and it costs you too much mana to continually use. But he's going in on top lane, looking for Yalper. Do they find this kill? Maybe not. Mid lane... What the heck happened to... Okay, wait. Oh, okay, yeah, alright. What? Cafe, Queen of Pain just finds herself up too far, but Moria gets jumped on here, and he's going to pop off his ultimate. They get the dust, and they're going to hold him down. Will he survive long enough? The living armor doing just enough, but no, not quite there. Sniper doing a little bit of damage to Yalper. Will he find the last couple auto attacks? He needs to find this kill. Yalper jumping away, gets that blink out, and should be fine for now. Top lane, they're going onto the Broodmother. They're going to waste the black hole, and Blue, he didn't get dusted. They have no reveal for him, and he's just going to walk away from this. Loses a couple spiders, but who the hell cares? He wasted a black hole, and he got the tier 3 as well, so... Oh, man, he goes back in, finds Sesh. He blows his ultimate for it, but ends up taking his fall, and Enigma jumps in. They're going for the charge. Maybe they find the turnaround kill now as the Spirit Breaker dives in. They don't have the reveal, though! Oh, can they finish him off? The living armor? Yeah, okay, there it is. The magic damage from the Whirling Axes will be the end of the Broodmother there, so, Brood dies, but like I said, Cafe Lu crew good at creating pressure elsewhere. They had the Razor pushing down on bottom, does a little bit of chip damage to the bottom tower, and in the mid, Sniper brings the tier 2 tower down to about half. So as long as they can trade something for Brood's life every time Brood goes down, I think they're still happy. I mean, obviously they don't want the Brood to die, but, you know, she's got to go buy items at some point. She's got freaking 4K in the bank and hasn't bought anything. Can't fly a courier up there. Curious to see what she's going to spend on. Actually just goes straight for a Necro. Not even going to stop for that Orchid, not getting boots, nothing. Just straight into the Necro book. And I guess she just wants to increase that push potential. And Yeah, I mean, Broodmother's not even pushing, but they're going for Roche anyways. And this could be a turnaround here. We've got Vacation Dampeer coming in smoked. They don't have a black hole, though, as they spent it up at top. And now they're moving in for this. Great Earth Spike catches two, and Jack brought down almost immediately. And oh man, the Enigma goes down too. The snipe is just too much. Now, oh, Yalper jumps in. He wants to make something happen, but the living armor keeps Cafe Lou alive for a while. Queen of Pain goes down, and Yalper soon to fall. There's not much he can do to get out of that one. And that is 4 heroes down on the side of Cafe Lou crew. Like I said, these 4 together have been insane at bringing down VD in full 5v4 engagements, and when you have a team that can do that, Brood can just run show, and we've seen that happening all game long as she now presses into the base, lays down some webs, and she's got that Necro book ready to spend whenever she wants. I'm surprised she's not already beating on these racks, but I mean, she's got 4 down, why not? Spear Prick is going to go for a charge in on the minions, but what's it gonna matter? Potion gets the dust off, but I think he might end up falling here. Actually, they get the respawns in time. Can they bring down Blue the Savage? They're going for it, and he might, yeah, he finishes off Sesh. He trades his life for a Queen of Pain and a ranged Rax, but they still get the kill, and, you know, that's a Brood dead, but whatever, man. Like, every time that Blue has died this game, he's accomplished something. The first time he died, he got a tier 2 tower. The second time he died, he got a tier 3 tower and I think it was the Queen of Pain again. And this time, he gets the Queen of Pain and the range racks. I mean, he is pushing in, he's creating pressure, and he's creating space, and Cafe Loot crew have free roam of the entire map. They get Roche without, well, I mean, I was going to say without contest, but Vacation Dampeer ran up there and threw their lifeless bodies at it to try to prevent that from happening, but it happened anyways. And I mean, what can you do, really? Cafe Lou jumps in, gets a good jump on Yalper, but they're not going to be able to finish him off as the entire team of Vacation Dampeer jumps in on mine. Is he going to survive this? No way he does. Okay, he lets the Aegis drop, survives at 1 HP for what seems like years, and now the Troll Warlord is going to fall. Buyback from the Queen of Pain. She TP's in, but what's she going to do? She doesn't have enough. She doesn't have the Sonic Wave. She doesn't have the Scream of Pain. No items to speak of. Yeah. She's out of this, and looks like this tier 2 tower is going to face a lot of pressure, if not fall outright. And Brood is back to the push, back up on top lane, sitting on a Necro 2 at this point, and yeah, actually just completely opted to forgo the... She opts to forgo the Orchid that she was working on before. She had 2 Sages masked up top lane, or mid lane. They get jumped on, and a great Black Hole holds down 3. Can they finish off mine? They do indeed. ASAP, is he going to be the next to fall? Not quite. Great Earth Spike holds down 3. Sesh looking for a blink forward, but he just can't find it. He's got 1 second left. Cafe Lou gets a great finger out on the Razor, brings him down, but ASAP, he's still alive. Getting charged now. He's trying to run away, but it's not going to happen. He gets finished off. 1 auto attack brings him down. That is 700 gold in the pocket of Potion. 2 for 3 engagement, and I think that's the best trade that Vacation Dampeer has managed to make all game. But meanwhile, Broodmother on the top lane, bringing down the melee racks, and I think she should be able to get this. Oh no, the mischance on the Whirling Axes does a great job at holding that down. And actually, Potion, is he going to die here? The spiders just need a couple more auto attacks. Will it be enough? This little hero spiderling, can he do it? No, not quite. Spearbreaker gets out to base, and oh, Blue actually goes right back in. He wants to finish off this Rax, and maybe a little bit too greedy. He's got the living armor, though. He kills off Jack. Can he find Crazy Bot as well? Potion dives in, and the bash will finish him off. So Brood trades her life and doesn't get the melee Rax this time. So melee Rax not going to fall, and they will start regenerating health. Ugh. Absolute insanity, my friends. This game's exciting, but I'm starting to see a point at which this could even out. Like, I was thinking Cafe Lou was in good control of this, but like I said, Vacation Dampeer is all... they're all late game, and despite Sesh having Jack Diddley for items and dying across the map like this, you know, he's still starting to get damage from those levels, and I think when he hits level 11, he should still be able to do a lot of damage in team fights, even if it is a suicide. Like, if he just blinks on the sniper, ulties, gets a Scream of Pain, and does enough damage that his team can finish it off, even if he dies, it won't matter. And if the Enigma can start finding good black holes, and the Troll Warlord, like, Troll Warlord has decent farm. He's sitting at 120 last hits, actually top of the charts. Not top of the net worth charts, but he does have a lot of last hits. He's got a lot of gold in his pockets, so maybe if they can make something work, if they can get a good team fight, they can start to bring this game back, because Brood begins to run out of things to do once she's brought down her lane. I mean, she can transfer to another lane, she can move around, but it concentrates Cafe Lou's team a lot more into one area, which is kind of what Vacation Dampeer want, especially when they're running with a black hole. So if they can find a good 5v5 fight where the Broodmother is there and they get a good black hole, who knows? Anything could turn around, man. Anything could turn around. Top lane, Jack farming up against these Spiderites, and he's doing a really good job at kind of collecting whatever gold he can from them. I'm sure a lot of the last hits that I was talking about earlier are actually Spiderites, so they're not as valuable as real last hits. But either way, he is raking in the gold, and he's doing all right up on the top. Potion started going for a charge, but I think he thought better of it, and he stops that and makes his way back to base. Alright, yeah, Blue doing a really good job at collecting his Spiderling army again. What's he got? Oh, I can't box him. I wish I could actually see how many spiders he's got, but I think the answer is a lot. Now, mid lane, ASAP charging in on 3 and forcing them all away. Oh man, that blink finger of death from Cafe Lou brings down the Phantom Assassin. She does have buyback, but she really doesn't want to use it. She is so strapped for gold this game. Sitting at 1700 with really nothing to speak of. They go in on top lane. There's a black hole. Can they bring down enough? Cafe Lou blinks into the black hole. They're working on Mind right now, and they get 3. That's it. Cafe Lou finishing off 3, but they're turning it back around. Memoria jumps in with a great overgrowth. Can they finish off Jack? He's going to run away a little bit too fast for ASAP, but he has sapped so much damage out of him right now, and he's sitting at almost 300 damage per attack. Trying to bring down Potion. Will it be enough? No. Potion walks away from that, and I think this melee Rax might be in jeopardy now. Phantom Assassin is there, and they're going for another charge in, but oh, that is a dangerous charge. Gets the ultimate in on ASAP, and he's just going to fall. I think Spirit Breaker a little bit too overzealous there, but they are working on him, and they bring him down. Jack is doing absolute work, and they get Memoria as well. That's a 5-for-1 wipe. Oh my god. Vacation Dampeer, do they have it? They're still in it, man. They're still in it. Creep's working away at the melee Rax, but is nowhere close to dropping. And this has just proved that Vacation Dampeer, despite having a shaky early game, could bring this back. Don't gank me, bro. 3-0 sweet. 3-0 sweet CLC. I don't think so, buddy. This is too awesome a series to end in a 3-0. Oof. And, oh man, Enigma's sitting on so much gold. 3,500. I think that's enough for a full refresher if he wants it. How much is the refresher orb? 5,200, and the Oblivion Staff is, what, 1,675? He's pretty close. Pretty close. Doesn't quite have it. But yeah, he's getting dangerously close to picking up that full refresher, and if he does, that, I mean, he's been landing great black holes when he's gone for him, and actually, oh no, he does have enough. He just needs to send the courier off to the side shop. The secret shop, rather. But yeah, if they find, like, 2 good black holes, CLC could just start losing teamfight after teamfight, and they've done alright so far. The Aghanim's coming up on Razor, and, I guess the question is now is just whether or not Vacation Dampeer has lost too much to, you know, to void off the push. I mean, the big thing with a strategy like CLC is running is that even if you start falling behind in these late game team fights, you can always push. You always have a Broodmother, you always have a Razor who can throw his ultimate out, and you're always going to be doing damage to buildings. And since you have the Treant, I think your buildings are pretty darn safe from the counter push, so it's going to be really hard for Vacation Dampeer to start making their way across the map and start making progress towards actually taking the game. They're going to have to take wipe after wipe after wipe, and take tower after tower after each of those wipes, and then make sure CLC doesn't have buyback. And since they have such solid map control right now, it's easy for them to just move around, farm up the buybacks they need, and go into safe engagements. And Roshan, when's he going to be up? I think the timer will pop in just a second here. Yeah, okay, so it's only a minute respawn on the Roshan, just a little bit less, like 50 seconds or something. So Cafe Lucre will be able to pick up that Roshan fairly soon. But looks like Vacation Dampeer thinks it's up, or at least thinks it's going to be up soon, because they're smoking and they want to move towards mid. And whether or not that results in kills is going to be the next question. Like I said, this Roshan going to be up fairly soon, and both teams need to be sure of that, because I think if CLC finds a Roshan and they get it onto a hero that can really abuse it, like, you know, the Razor's got his Aghanims now. If he gets that Aegis and he pops his ultimate, he can just start bringing buildings down. Full refresher now up on the Enigma, but yeah, he's got no Black King Bar or anything like that to speak of, so it is very it is very risk reward for this Enigma right now. And yeah, okay, Roshan spawns and Memoria is in the pit to see it. But it looks like Vacation Dampeer is nearby. They know that they want to contest this. And meanwhile, they're keeping the troll up at top, just chasing down these Spiderites and just trying to keep the Brood from pushing while they contest this Roshan. But whether or not they can take a 4v4 fight is another question. I mean, I think they need Jack to be able to fight this. And he's making his way down there now, but Roshan is... That Roshan attempt is imminent. And VD, they're backing it up. They want to defend this melee Rabbits up at the top, but there's no immediate pressure from the Brood. I mean, they know where the Spiderlings are. They're right here. And so there's still another full wave of creeps to push through. And in the meantime, while they're backed up for that, the CLC is going to move in and try to get their second Rosh.
Double action.
Oh, and a double damage on mine, too. This Roshan is going to fall so quickly. And instead, looks like Vacation Dampeer is just opting to go for a push onto top. Can they find blue, though? They don't have any detection. And, yeah, they're not going to be able to find them. So they're trading Roche for effectively nothing, which is really unfortunate to see, because I was hoping they could either find a Brood, or they could find a, or they could find an engagement on Roche. But they get neither, and they're going to have to defend 6v5. Aegis is up on the sniper now, and he's sitting roughly 600 gold away from his full Scotty, so this is a really rich sniper. He's actually got a lot of assists, 4, 3, and 12. Who's got all the kills on their team? Oh, it's the Razor. He's sitting at 9 and 2. That makes a lot more sense, but are they going to go in as 5 on the top lane? I think that's a mistake. I don't think you want to go as 5 on top. You need to keep this split up, because with an Enigma with a Refresher, if he finds a couple good black holes, that could be pain. Sash forced back to base with an Assassinate and a Plasma Field, but they're going to move in. There they go. They're going onto the melee racks. There is a Fortify available, and will they blow it for just this? I think they are, and there we go. Jack runs into the midst of all of this, but he doesn't have a Black King Bar. He's not going for it, and there we go. Yalper in the middle of the fight, but doesn't have his team to back him up, and a lot of abilities blown, but nothing permanent done quite yet, and Black King Bar down for Yalper is going to mean a lot. Crazy Bot, though, biding his time, looking for that ideal black hole. If he can find it, that's what they want. I think the Spirit Breaker is waiting for a backline charge. If they can get a charge onto Mind and then get it into a black hole, that's what they want. But playing it very patiently on both sides of the field. I think both teams are starting to respect the capabilities that the other has, and if this fight breaks out, it's going to be absolute chaos. Alright, looks like Cafe Lucru's kind of given up on going on top, but they do have an Aghanims on the Treant, and that is going to make things incredibly difficult for Vacation Dampeer. I was talking earlier about the only way they take this game is if they take fight after fight and then push across the map to do it. And as long as that Treant is alive, they're not going to be able to push. I mean, he's already setting up trees in the lane. These trees will, I mean, the second he ulties, he's going to start finishing off heroes. Top lane, Jack finds himself in a little bit of trouble, but he is way too fast and just walks right back out of that. Gets a lot of his damage sapped, but he's still okay for now, and that'll wear off in a couple seconds. Yeah, I think Memoria is going to start treeing up the lanes, and like I said, once even if Vacation Dampeer gets a wipe, it's going to be so hard for them to push, because the Treant will just be able to, you know, nuke and ulti those waves, and you just can't, you can't push against it. It's too hard. It's too hard. Oh, he's looking for the overgrowth, but he stop cancels it, and oh, do they kill the Brood? Jeez, I can't tell where anyone is. But Memoria gets an overgrowth on the top, but meanwhile, oh yeah, Razor going in on the Phantom Assassin up on top lane. Meanwhile, all the Spiderites go down right now, and Blue is facing a lot of damage. They find the kill though. Meanwhile, on the mid lane, Razor trades his life for the Phantom Assassin and the Enigma, and now they're coming up to top to try to help out the Treant, but Jack going on an absolute tear up here, finds himself 3 kills, but oh no, Cafe Lou hexes him up, but Jack, I think he might just be able to turn this back around and just kill Cafe Lou, but the Razor has bought back and is in the middle of this fight. Can they bring him down though? The charge gets canceled from the Spirit Breaker, and Mind tries to make that fight happen, but he just can't. Might have to buy back to hold out this wave. Sesh is there, but he doesn't have a Sonic Wave. He's got a Scream of Pain, but that's not going to be enough for him. Oh man, yeah, he gets popped absolutely just instantly. Cafe Lu gets a really good hex, and that's going to be it. They need a Black King Bar on this troll. I can't believe he's gone for that Scotty and not the Black King Bar. The Lion is holding him down so damn well that it's just not enough for him. And now they're pressing in on the mid tower, and I don't think they can fight until the Enigma's up. They're waiting it out. He's got 3 seconds on the respawn, and then he's just got to walk over to mid to try to help him out. But I think they get this tower and they back away, and yeah, that's exactly what they do. Mind gonna back it up. He's got himself a Chrysalis now on the Courier. I think his Aegis is gonna run up fairly soon. I didn't see a, I didn't quite catch the timer on Roche myself, so not sure when that's gonna expire. But either way, they find themselves that top racks that they've been working so painstakingly hard to get, and now they're getting the tier 3 on mid as well. So one more lane of racks opened up, but Dampeer, careful not to give too much away in the meantime. I mean, that last team fight was pretty even. It was pretty even, all things considered. I mean, I think it went 3 for 3, and Dampeer forced a buyback, but they did lose a racks in the tower, so it's kind of, I mean, they lost buildings which are more permanent, but they traded for a lot of gold, so who knows what the overall outcome of that is going to be. But for now, Cafe Lu crew, they have the Brood down on bottom. 5k gold in the bank for this Brood, just absolutely rolling in gold, and I'm curious what she's going to go for next. I think I'd kind of like I don't know what she's going to go for, actually. I think you just want to go for fighting stats. Like, go for a Black King Bar and some phase boots and other stuff, just to kind of keep you relevant when the fights begin. Looks like a Black King Bar is going to be attempted here by Razor. I don't see him going for a Desolator. Maybe it could happen, but that's more than likely going to be a Black King Bar, and once he gets that and that Aghanim's rolling, you know, these buildings are going to fall. We talked about that earlier with the fact that despite what VD does, unless they blow up the Razor instantly, he is going to do chip damage to buildings, and you can't really stop that. And with that Black King Bar, it becomes even more the case, so we'll see how that follows up. But either way, Cafe Lu crew kind of biding their time right now, just farming up as best they can. Mind moving around the map. He's got himself a double damage rune. I don't know if they're going to fight with that, though, as it doesn't have too big a duration left on it. But either way, they're letting Blue kind of set up on the bottom lane, get his waves, get his webs pushed out, because he doesn't quite have the charges he needs to set up all the webs that he wants for this fight. So letting him set up, he's going to farm up the jungle, get himself a nice big Spiderite army, and then we'll probably see Cafe Lu push in towards mid, try to get the exposed racks while Broodmother shoves away on bottom. Dominated range creep. And actually, somebody called out a good point in chat that I didn't really see before, was that Enigma can only ulti twice if he uses his Soul Ring twice on the Refresher, so he's got a Soul Ring, Black Hole, Refresh, Soul Ring, Black Hole, and it's the only way he has enough mana, and that's going to bring him really low, so if he misses anybody in his Black Hole, he's probably dead. So chances of him actually getting that are pretty slim, but if he can get a Black King Bar anytime in the next 10 minutes, well, if they survive that long, that is, but if he can get himself a Black King Bar, I think he'll be a little better off. And starting to cut down those trees because they know the Treant has the Aghanim, so well played on that front. They're gonna, I mean, there weren't actually any Treant trees over here, but it prevents them from coming up, which is the important thing. I love this icon for Eyes in the Forest. It always makes it look like a Christmas tree. I just imagine Memoria walking around, sprouting out these giant Christmas trees, ornaments and all. You know, little stars on top, twinkling away. Oh, wouldn't that be great if, like, I'd love to see a Source Filmmaker video where, like, Treant runs around and he pops up like these Christmas trees, and, you know, I guess Phantom Lancer, because he's a cat, runs around and just smacks all the baubles off of him. He's like, no! No! Bad tree! Stupid cats. Alright. Everything taking a break right now. Actually, whoa. I didn't even catch that. But yeah, when that big team fight happened a few minutes ago, well, like 10 minutes ago now, when that big team fight broke out that we saw earlier, that actually brought the XP right back to even, and net worth not quite the same, but it's proof that Dampeer could make this comeback. Whether or not they do is the other question, but, you know, we'll see. Let's check out items while we got a bit of a break here. So the Spirit Breaker has invested in not only an Aghanim Scepter, but he's gotten a Gem of True Sight and that Quelling Blade, so he can start removing those trees around the map. And I mean, it's keeping the tree in at bay. You can see on the minimap there's not too many trees. I think there's only 3 or 4 active right now. So you know, there's that. We got the Black King Bar, and a Vladimir's up on Phantom Assassin, so she's actually starting to get some survivability items, and she's going to be able to farm. Not optimally, she's not doing a ton of damage, but she's going to survive. She's going to get hopefully some crits and see what happens. Roshan back up, and Cafe Lucru moving their way over there now. Refresher Enigma, we talked about that. Beginnings of an Aghanim Scepter on the Queen of Pain. She's actually getting pretty darn close to that, and if she can get that up, it'll help immensely against CLC. It'll do a lot to remove all of those spiders, and not only that, but it'll get through the BKB of the Razor. Whether or not it does much beyond that is another question, but we'll see. Troll Warlord, like I said, he's gone for that Sanjin Yasha and the Scotty, which I don't think is the correct build here. I think he needed to go for the Black King Bar, like absolutely imperative, because he's getting so much taken out of him. I mean, there's a lot of BKB piercing stuff. There's the headshot from the sniper. There's the overgrowth from the Treant. There's the static link from Razor, but you know, you still kind of have to do it. I mean, the Brood Slows, the Lion Hex, everything is just too much. It's going to bring you down, and we've seen that a couple times already. Mind, we've talked about his items. He's got the Sanjin Yasha himself. He's got the Scotty and the Chrysalis. Lion absolutely stacked with items. He's got a Blink Dagger, a Force Staff, and a Yule Scepter. Not something we see very often on supports. Aghanims on both Memoria and on ASAP. And action beginning on the mid lane. I'll stop talking about items, and this tower is starting to take a lot of damage. Jack runs really far forward, but look at how slow he is. And he just gets held down there. Potion goes for a dive, but he gets hexed up before he can even hit on mine. And this fight is just not going well. Oh my god, maybe! They turn it back around. They get a good black hole, but it's Yule's up. Can he get another one off? He needs to refresh and go for another. Will he find the black hole that he wants? So no, he misses Mind, and Mind is just plinking away at Crazy Bot. That's going to be a kill. Spirit Breaker doing work, though. He's brought down the line. Will he be able to find any more? I don't think so. That's 3 down on the side of Vacation Dampeer. They need those buybacks. The Enigma can buy back, but he doesn't have any black hole. All he can really do is walk up and throw a Midnight Pulse, and I think they're just going to sack these racks. But Jack, yeah, just slowed up so much by all those abilities, and he's held that, like, you need the Black King Bar, man. The slows from the Scotty are just too much, and he's just walking around like a dummy. He can't get it. He can't get away. He can't get close to him, and they're just kiting him around for days, and that's going to be it. Potion goes for a dive. He's going to get brought down, and that is GG for game number 2. Cafe Lucru sitting 1 game away from a victory and a portion of a $2,000 prize. I explained this in game number 1. I'm not sure what the prize pool is, but they are getting a percentage of a $2,000 prize pool. That is what the admins told me, so I don't know. But either way, that's going to be it for game number 2. It was an exciting one, and I wish VT had put up a little bit more of a fight, but you know, we can't all get what we ask for, and sometimes things just work out that way. But it was still an intense game nonetheless, still a lot of interesting plays. I don't think that Queen of Pain support worked out just the way that wanted it to, but the Enigma did fairly well, and the Troll was tearing things apart pretty well there, but that Brood pick was just absolutely brutal. It ripped through Vacation Dampeer and did so much damage early on that they just couldn't really recover. So, anyways, that was it. That was game number 2. We're going to be heading into game number 3 here in just a second here. This is a best of 5 series, so we've got 1 and potentially 3 more games to come if Vacation Dampeer can turn it back around. So, this has been absolutely exciting. This is the UGC League, guys. I'm Captain Canuck, and we'll be going into game number 3 in just a second. Hang on to your hats. I think we'll probably be doing a couple-minute break because I got to run to the bathroom and I got to grab a glass of water and stuff. So, give it 5 minutes or so, and we'll be back into the draft for game number 3. Stick around. This is the UGC League. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is it. Well, maybe it might not be it. This might not be it. We are in Game 3 of the UGC League Western Invite Grand Finals. These two teams have battled through 12 hard weeks of difficult, extremely difficult matches, and here they are in the Grand Finals, ready to face off for a humongous prize, of which I'm not exactly certain the value. I was told that the winning team gets a portion of the $2,000 prize pool, and I'm not sure what the portion divisions are. So most other tournaments typically go with a 50% for first place, so $1,000 potentially for first. I'm not 100% sure on the numbers, but they also get a portion of ticket sales, so those numbers have yet to be finalized, but whatever the ticket sales numbers are that come in, the winning team will also get a portion of that. So I'm not exactly sure what the numbers are, and I wish I knew, but unfortunately I haven't heard from the admins on it. So that's all I got for you, but either way, this is a pretty big game, very important. If Vacation Dampeer want a shot at that prize, they gotta bring their A game, as they are down 2-0 to Cafe Lucru, who's just, I think honestly they've just outdrafted VD in this series. I mean, the level of play in the team fights and in the engagements around the map have all been relatively similar. I mean, Cafe Lu has had a bit of an advantage, obviously, why they took 2 games, but their drafts have been so good, and in game number 1, we saw them surprise pick a Husker as their last hero, and it absolutely tore VD apart. And in the second game, they went for a Broodmother, and the Broodmother did the exact same thing. And meanwhile, Vacation Dampeer went for some less than typical picks, as they go for a Spirit Breaker, a Troll Warlord, a Phantom Assassin, a Queen of Pain, and an Enigma, all on the same team. And they ran a support, a 4-position Queen of Pain, which was just so incredibly odd. I don't know how or why that was supposed to work, but I wished it did, because it was so interesting that I would have loved to see it happen, but it just didn't work out, and they ended up, I wouldn't say they lost because of it, but there were quite a few mistakes made that put Vacation Dampeer in the loser's seat in that last game. So either way, that's going to be it. We're into the draft for game number 3. Now, Cafe Lucru ban out the Venge and the Lion. A little bit interesting, as they've been playing the Lion this entire series and have been playing it incredibly well, might I add. Cafe Lu is an incredibly good Lion player, and we've seen that in the last 2 games. But, actually, did he? I'm pretty sure, yeah. I'm pretty sure they ran the Lion in the first game. My memory's a little hazy on the first game in terms of the picks and bans, but yeah, either way, Lion has played an important role in this series on the whole, so so that's going to be it. Anyways, Troll Warlord going to be the first pickup. We've got the Sniper and the Bat Rider banned out by Vacation Dampeer, and they follow up with an Earthshaker. Earthshaker was also played very well in this series in game number 1. It was banned out in game number 2, but it makes its way through the pick pool and, well, through the bans, rather, and will be picked up first. So Vacation Dampeer sitting on Earthshaker and Shadow Fiend, hopefully a little bit more of a standard draft than they ran in the last game. That was a little bit goofy, but we'll see how it plays out now. I think Chen is a would be a very good pick for VD right now. That Chen Shadow Fiend push combo works very, very well, and the Earthshaker can roam quite a bit to keep the Shadow Fiend safe. So as long as you get a really self-sufficient safe laner, something like a Slark, the Troll Warlord, if that was still available, Sniper, things like that, all work out very, very well in the safe lane if you run a lineup like that. But we'll see how it plays out, as Vacation Dampeer have obviously not chosen their secondary support yet, so it could be anything. But Troll Warlord going to be the pickup for them, and they grab the Clockwork on top of it. Now, Clockwork's really, really well against Earthshaker, because pretty much nothing but Echo Slam can be cast by Earthshaker when he is stuck in a Cogs. I mean, the Battery Assault ticks are just too frequent for him to be able to cast off Enchant Totem or Fissure, so he really either has to just plain stay out of the Clockwork Cogs or get a 4-staff really early on, and we might see that. We might see the Earthshaker get a 4-staff first instead of a Blink, which would obviously save him a lot of those troubles, but has to we'll see how it plays out. But either way, that Clockwork also pretty darn good against the Shadow Fiend. I mean, Shadow Fiend, if he has enough souls, can usually just fight the Clockwork, but if Clock gets a Blade Mail, that starts to become a less viable option, and Shadow Fiend has to do some other sneaky things, like either a Black King Bar or even like a Shadow Blade or something could get him away from it. But you know, it's never an ideal scenario to be in when the Shadow Fiend gets hooked. So I think this Clockwork is going to do work this game if it can be played well. ASAP has been... Actually, he played the Razor in the last game, but they were in an aggressive tri-lane, so I guess he's kind of been considered their off-laner for this series. They ran the... yeah, they ran the Batrider in game number 1, and ASAP played that very, very well. And then in game number 2, he took the Razor to the aggressive tries. So we'll see if he does that again. But anyways, in the second phase of the bans here, we've got the Slark taken out by Cafe Lu, and they get rid of the Juggernaut as well. So 2 of those very self-sufficient laners that I was mentioning. Again, I think the Earthshaker is going to be doing a lot of roaming to try to keep that Shadow Fiend safe, and we'll see what that secondary support is, whether that be something like a... well, I guess Venged Lion are both taken out, but I do really like the sounds of a Chen for this game. We'll see if that ends up being the case, but I don't know if it will. It's very rare nowadays that we see a Chen unless it's played by Team Secret or something. But Queen of Pain banned out by Vacation Dampeer. I don't think they were thinking that that was going to be a support, but they picked themselves up a Lina. So Lina works very, very well with the Earthshaker in combination. The 2 of them make a really, really good roaming duo. So Shadow Fiend not going to be getting supported by any jungling presence, but there is going to be some heavy rotations. And once again, I think VD is going to want to get themselves a very self-sufficient laner, preferably someone that can stand up against Clockwork. And there's not too many people that do that very well, but... there's some, and I'm curious to see what the choice is going to be. I'm trying to think. What beats Clockwork 1v1 in lane? Lycan's actually really, really good against Clock, because if he gets hooked, he just summons wolves and he fights you, and he can kill you inside the cogs. And I don't know if you want to run a Lycan against the Troll and the Zeus, maybe? That's an option.
10 seconds remaining.
It's a weird one, but it's an option.
5 seconds remaining.
There's also things like the Necrophos. I think Necrophos could work out very well for them if they wanted to run that. It's all a matter of synergy, really. And, oh, Morphling.
Team pick.
That's interesting. It's probably going to be a safe lane Morphling, and he does really, really well against Clockwork. So, I guess there's your self-sufficient laner that can beat Clockwork. And I mean, the reason he beats Clockwork is straight up because he can just jump out of the cogs at any time, and whenever he jumps out, he does do a lot of damage to Clockwork in the meantime. And Morphling, obviously ranged, he's not going to be in a lot of scenarios where he does get hooked onto, but if he does, I think he's totally fine unless something else is there to bring him down. And the picks that Cafe Lu's gone for so far don't really innately beat a Morphling. There's no silences, there's no like stat shred, there's no complete lockdown. Like, they do have the clock hook, but there's no hard stuns or anything yet. So I think Morphling, in the mid game, when he starts to get items under his belt and stuff, will be able to strength gain away from a lot of the damage that he faces. And if he gets in trouble, there's always the replicate or the waveform to get him out of these ugly scenarios. So I really like the Morphling pick here. I think it's going to work out really, really well for them. VG actually has a pretty darn scary team. I really hope that they put this to work this game. I'm kind of secretly cheering for them because I want a really exciting series out of this. I'm not really biased in any way other than that, but I would just love to see this go to a game 4 or 5 because, like I said in the previous cast, this game or this series deserves to go to a later stage, just because these two teams have put so much effort into this season, and I've casted so many of their games where they've just been neck and neck. Like these two deserve to be in the finals. It is no accident that they're here. So I'm really looking forward to some hard-hitting, really rough competition here. But Cafe Lu spending a lot of time on this 4th pick, really deciding how they want to deal with this Morphling. I think that kind of came out of left field, surprised them a little bit, and they have to work at how to deal with that now. There's quite a few answers to Morphling. I think Disruptor is... Okay, took the words right out of my mouth. Disruptor works very well against Morphling because, you know, he waveforms or replicates away, and as long as you can keep an eye on him, you can glimpse him right back, and that silence works incredibly well against him because either he gets caught in the silence with strength gain on, and he loses all of his mana, so he can't waveform away, or he gets caught in the silence with strength gain off, and he just dies. So it's a really, really good way to hold down that Morphling, and I think they're going to do really, really well at controlling him if that Disruptor doesn't get negated early on. I mean, I think Disruptor is a very squishy support who sometimes has a very hard time getting online, getting to that level 6, getting to level 11,